While we to go into the museum, I saw my friend Amir. While we were waiting to go into the museum. While is followed by two sentences. The first sentence must be in the past continuous. The second sentence must be in the past simple. So here, while we were waiting, as we home, Amir found me. As we were traveling, as my parents, the tickets, Amir and I decided what we want to see first. As my parents were buying. As a teacher was talking, I asked a question. While I was reading my book, the phone rang. My bag on the floor while I was taking a photo. I put. While we around the museum, we found some tall doors with amazing designs on them. While we were looking, it's a holiday today. We to go to school. We don't have to go to school. I walk to school, I take the bus. I don't have to walk to school. My father gets up at 6 o'clock every day to work. My father has to. You buy your friend a present on his or her birthday. It's a holiday today. We to go to school. We don't have to go to school. We use have to and has to for obligation. Have to takes I, you, we, they, and the plural noun. Has to takes he, she, it, and a singular noun. In the negative form, we use don't have to and doesn't have to. Don't have to with I, you, we, they, and the plural noun. Doesn't have to with he, she, it, and the singular noun. So here we'll choose we don't have to go to school. I walk to school, I take the bus. I don't have to walk to school. My father gets up at 6 o'clock every day to work. My father has to. You buy your friend a present on his or her birthday. You should. You tell your teacher if you don't understand the lesson. You should. The box he used to help me wear his old school box. The box, which my Aunt Dahlia is a person is always very kind to me. My Aunt Dahlia is a person who. She bought me the trainers I wore when I played in the school volleyball team. The trainers that. It was the watch my father gave me for my birthday. It was a watch that. Mrs. Sabers, the teacher, taught my sister. Mrs. Sabers, the teacher, who. I gave the shoes are too small for me to my cousin. I gave the shoes which. Let's go back to the beach we went swimming last week. Where we went swimming last week. The volunteers want to make the canal cleaner. The electric buses in Alexandria cause air pollution, so they are greener than the old buses. The electric buses in Alexandria cause less air pollution. Bikes are than cars. Bikes are greener. Mount Kenya is not as Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kenya is not as high as Mount Kilimanjaro. As plus adjective plus as. The pollution in the countryside is not as the pollution in cities. Bad. Recycling is as using less electricity for the environment. Recycling is as important as. People think that the seats on the new buses are more comfortable than the old buses. The city for its ships which come and go from around the world. The city is known. The present simple passive is formed like this. Is R plus PP. So here the city is known. Port Said is to Suez by the Suez Canal. Port Said is connected. Many fish are in the sea near Port Said. Many fish are caught. Lots of cotton in the area. Lots of cotton is grown. The city known for its delicious black honey. The city is known. Many ancient monuments and buildings are in the city, are found. Tanta's beautiful Al Ahmadi Mosque is visited thousands of people every year. By your father got a commuter. Has your father got a commuter? I help you carry your box. Shall I help you carry your box? Why Huda waving to those girls? Why is Huda waving to those girls? Basil usually repairs computers, but today his grandparents. He is seeing. Today is one of the time expressions of the present continuous. So here we'll use is seeing to express a temporary situation. Nader doesn't usually work in the shop, but his brother is ill, so he there today. He is helping. The street food seller usually makes falafels, but he cheese sandwiches this morning. But he is selling. This morning is one of the time expressions of the present continuous. So here we'll use is selling to express a temporary situation. The children are singing in the playground, are singing loudly. My grandfather worked in 2015. My grandfather stopped. In 2015 is one of the time expressions of the past simple. So we use stopped. He a junior chess competition when he was only 12. He won. He started playing chess when he was very little, and he always very good at it. And he was always very good at it. There, a hotel in our city 10 years ago, but now there are three. There didn't used to be. My grandfather football when he was young, but he can't walk now. My grandfather used to play football. B. You touch any of the building because it is very old. You mustn't touch. Cars drive on this road so we can walk on it safely. Cars mustn't drive. When we down for a picnic, lots of runners were running through the park. When we sat down for a picnic. As Karim photos of the animals, he lost his phone. As Karim was taking. You drank lots of water after a run, but not before. You should. Saudi Arabia is not as Jordan, wet as. Nisma writes in English as she speaks it, as carefully as she speaks it. Here we compare between writing English and speaking English. We compare between two verbs. So we have to use the adverb carefully between as and as, not the adjective. The drought this year is not as it was last year. The drought this year is not as dangerous as it was last year. Coral reefs are often by scuba divers are often damaged. Here, the passive form of the present simple, R plus PP. Tourists hundreds of photos of the pyramids every day. Tourists take. The honey is from sugar. The honey is made. Verb be plus PP. Parts of the beach are to tourists so that turtles are safe, are closed. Taha for his funny jokes. Taha is known. What is Ahmed? It looks very nice. What is Ahmed? Eating. We a film and it is very funny. We are watching. My sister speaks very quietly. You leave large bags at the ticket office before you enter the castle. You must. The cafe I meet my friends sells delicious ice cream. The cafe where I meet my friends. You lifted a bag you bought at the weekend at my house. You lifted a bag which Ali says that football is not as handball, is not as difficult as handball. I can't come to the park because the house today, because I am cleaning. My homework when my sister called me. I was doing. The people were running quickly from the park because it started to rain. My uncle, a firefighter, but now he is a police officer. My uncle used to be. The place I lost my watch was the garden. The place where I lost my watch was the garden. Where? I saw Ahmed in the park. We often play football. Where we often play football. The boy was my best friend at school, moved to a different city. The boy who was my best friend. Nabila feels ill, so she in bed this morning, so she is staying. On Saturday, I usually time with my cousins. On Saturday, I usually, spend time with my cousins.